Your concept of identity is what's actually causing your pain and suffering. So Spirit gave me a message this morning that I just needed to share with y'all. About a year and a half ago, I was taking this spirit class, and in the class, at the beginning of the class, we were talking about, what we've built the foundation of our reality on, and we went through identity. And we talked about the stereotypes and all the boxes that society tries to put us in. And those boxes are basically just societal standards. Like, if you're a girl, you're supposed to behave like this. If you're a boy, you behave like that. If you're an athlete, you behave like this. In order to be a good friend, you have to behave like that. All of these restrictive one-size-fits-all standards that we have to meet in order for us to be considered normal in society. And these boxes have basically been placed on us since we first got here. They tell you that your name is this and you're supposed to act like this and you can't dishonor your family name and all of these things. Behave like this in the store, show up like this at school. So while I'm in a class, I'm understanding why we're doing the assignment and I'm able to work through it. I actually opened up some really good discussions about it, but I actually didn't understand it until this morning when I became it. I had to actually be resonating at the frequency, and that's why I say awareness of something is not enough. You have to actually become that thing first. So Spirit was talking to me how we're always in this state of becoming and how there is no such thing as living in the past. When you're having a memory from the past, you've attached some type of emotion, and what you're doing is becoming that experience again in this present moment. And apparently we don't evolve until we become something else. So it's almost like the same concept of, in order for you to heal it, you got to feel it. You have to get back into that energy because that's where the information is housed. And that's going to tell you where you're holding the pain in your body, or you're doing this, or you're doing that, or the information that you need to know to truly understand this. So when I say that your identity or your concept of identity is causing your pain and suffering, what I truly mean is those boxes that they have created for us that we are never going to fit perfectly into are causing identity crises because we keep trying to be the perfect good girl, the perfect this or the perfect that. And when we don't meet those standards, we lose our concept of identity, which pushes us into pain and suffering because we're in this state of comparing ourselves to other people and we're like, I'm not normal. Nobody likes me. Nobody, I don't belong here. Us trying to fit into these boxes or our concept of identity is causing the separation, which is causing the pain and suffering because ever since we were little, we have been conditioned to show up in specific ways that are not authentic to us. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to be coached into it. And because we are existing in this state of separation, our soul is literally fucking screaming for us to show up authentically. So when people have their spiritual awakening, it usually comes from some event that happened that moved you so far away from yourself, now you don't even know who you are at all. And in order to get back to yourself, you have to heal all the things that have been broken or all those moments where you separated from yourself and you wasn't showing up authentically. You wasn't listening to your intuition. You wasn't listening to your emotional body. And that's where you meet your shadow and your fears. But most people end up getting stuck here because they don't know how to break out of all of those fears and they don't see the connection between your fears and your belief systems. And once you get through your fears, there's actually one more thing that you have to do to break free of this physical reality and move back towards yourself, which is to become no one. You have to release your concept of identity. You have to stop trying to fit into these boxes and realize that regardless of how you show up, you're still living this experience as a girl. Regardless of how you show up, you're still living this experience as a Black person. It doesn't matter if you actually fit the mold of what society says you have to fit into. The barrier out of this physical reality is the same barrier out of this universe, and that is Saturn. Esoterically, Saturn is associated with your crown chakra. So you have Aquarius, which is the masculine side of Saturn, which is teaching you how to break free of societal limitations and embrace your authenticity, your individuality. And then you have the feminine side, which is Capricorn. Capricorn is all about self-imposed limitations or limiting belief systems that are standing in your way that are keeping you from abundance. So either way, Saturn is about authenticity. And there have been studies done that say that authenticity is one of the highest vibrations that can come from us. In order to transcend your crown, you have to learn how to detach. Detach from your beliefs, detach from your concept of identity. You have to literally become no one. And that name may sound familiar because that's the name of my podcast. That's the name of my Patreon. As soon as you go to my website, it's right at the top. And I'm just now today realizing why I had to name it that. Because this is the goal for everybody. It is the initiation out of this physical reality and back towards wholeness. Because once you release all expectations, you can just exist as you are in a state of peace, co-creating with your reality. And the next step after that is the journey inwards. It's not an up journey, it's in. And that journey is a journey of remembrance because you've always been your authentic self. You just separated from yourself. And that's a part of this experience. You were meant to. So you're just remembering who you are, and you start to realize that everything is you and you are everything. Every person or every experience that you've had was mirroring back to you something that you needed to understand in order for you to move back towards wholeness. A lot of those people that you resonate with are resonating with you because they're a part of your soul family. They may have had to play the villain this time, but they were the most equipped to get you to see what you needed to see. They are just mirroring back to you what you refuse to acknowledge, the separation, which is causing the pain and suffering. So now you've entered into this state of expansion. You've entered into this state of openness. Whereas when you're living, trying to fit into those boxes, you are in a state of contraction. You are restricted, you are limited. But once you understand this and you're able to move past that crown, you are infinite, you are boundless. Your personality is fluid. You're constantly in this state of becoming a new frequency, which is going to give you more awareness. Okay, it's going to expand your consciousness, expand your awareness, more opportunities, more potential. And you take that potential and you create in this physical reality. You get divine messages. You see yourself as you are. I am that I am. And you start designing a reality that is true to you instead of living in all of these false realities that are causing you to question your identity, that are causing you to go against your being, that are causing you to not honor yourself, that are causing you to step outside of yourself because you came here perfectly imperfect to do what it is that you were supposed to do. But you only can do that when you're standing in your authenticity because that's the only time you can hear the guidance. When you love yourself, when you see the beauty in your experiences. But that only comes through you releasing your concept of identity and realizing that you are more than this person. You are more than this body. You are more than your thoughts. You are more than your emotions. You are everything and nothing at all. You are dead and alive. You are light. You are darkness. And you are everything in between. Allow yourself to just be. Regardless of what the outside has to say, allow yourself to just be. I hope this helps somebody. Happy healing, friends.